Hey, and welcome back. Another day and another X-Files revisited. Today we're looking at Ascension, episode 6 of season 2. The continuation of where we left off with Duane Barry. Ascension debuted October 21st, 1994, and follows Agent Mulder as he races against time to find a kidnapped Scully who is being brought to an alien abduction site by the crazed Duane Barry. We begin with Mulder as he listens to the recording left by Scully, which for him is about to get really dark. Mulder rushes to her place, and it's already swarming with police. He notices the window has been broken and there's blood leading inside. We then get a little glimpse into just what happened. Mulder continues searching the apartment, mentally piecing together the abduction. Scully's mother arrives and she's obviously distraught with what just happened.
I have to get in!
Mrs. Scully?
Mulder comforts Scully's mother, but she's gonna have to get used to this because this won't be the first or last time her daughter disappears.
Where is she? Where is she?
The FBI are putting together a task force to find Scully, and they believe Duane Barry is bringing Scully to the abduction site so the aliens will take her and not him. Well, at least that's what Mulder thinks.
That he's following orders from alien voices in his head. Well, that's an interesting spin on the Nuremberg defense.
I was gonna ask how he knew about Scully, but alien voices telling him what to do sounds logical to me. Regardless though, we still have people dismissing Mulder and his theories, but he really is the best shot they have at finding her. Mulder believes the piece of metal she had was a tracking device, at least that's what Duane Barry claimed, and this was used to find her.
He talked about a mountain, but he wasn't specific about the location.
Well, however he got to her and whatever his motives, he took Agent Scully's car and her weapon.
Skinner tells Mulder to go home because he hasn't slept and is too close to the case. But again, he's the only one that understands Duane Barry, and also, you really think telling him not to do something is gonna stop him? How many times has Mulder gone against the wishes of Skinner or the FBI to investigate his case?
Make sure he gets home safely.
Yeah, cigarette smoking man just chilling in the corner isn't suspect at all. We catch up to Duane Barry, who's just cruising around listening to a little Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. He's driving super paranoid, which is understandable, and I'm clearly not the only one that thinks that because he gets pulled over by a cop. The officer turns on his dash cam so we can get some grainy footage to enhance later on in the episode.
Sir, could you turn off your radio?
I guess he isn't much of a fan of Red Right Hand. Duane Barry is acting very paranoid and tells the cop to just give him the ticket now because he's in a rush and needs to be somewhere.
I'm not sure, but they'll tell me when I get there.
The cop is obviously not stupid and knows something isn't quite right with this situation. Oh, I cannot wait for the Explore With Us video on this case. The cop tells Duane to put his hands up and exit the vehicle, but he just doesn't understand. The aliens do not like tardiness.
Sir, put your hands up.
Oh, way to go, Scully. You could have made noise after Duane was apprehended, but I guess it had to happen this way, otherwise we wouldn't get this shot for all the commercials. And see, I told you they were going to use the dash cam footage.
Can I magnify this area?
My God.
Yes, the magic magnification that seems to only make the image clearer. Mulder takes a printed photo and listens to an interrogation of Duane Barry that may help explain where he's taking Scully.
Ascending to the stars.
What is it? Ascend to the stars. Skyland Mountain.
You know where he's going?
Well, that sure as hell didn't take long for Mulder to put together. Mulder tells Krychek to get his shit together because they're going to Skyland Mountain. Although, Krychek is all, what about Skinner? Like that's gonna stop Mulder.
He thinks Scully's been taken into Skyland Mountain. I'll hold him off until they locate her. Wait, here he comes. I'll be in touch.
Oh, what's this? I really hope Krychek isn't thinking about double-crossing Mulder. Wait, why is Cigarette Smoking Man here? I know he was just talking to Krychek on the phone, but was it necessary that he also be snooping in a car nearby? He could have just called from his office. Krychek and Mulder are heading to the mountains when Mulder, who hasn't slept in days, starts to drift off. I remember going like 3 or 4 days without any sleep and blacking out at work while driving a forklift. No one got hurt, but I did almost drive into a wall. Krychek then goes on and on about sleep deprivation stats, but we all know not sleeping gives you spooky mind powers. The agents arrive and show a very familiar looking man a picture of Dwayne Barry. He tells Mulder that he just saw the man along with a woman go take the back roads about 45 minutes ago. So even though Dwayne Barry has had a few days head start, Mulder still managed to catch up and only be 45 minutes away from him. Mulder tells him he needs to take the tram up to the mountain to catch up, but the man simply says no as it needs some maintenance work.
You'll have to drive.
I don't have the time.
You don't have a choice.
No, you don't have a choice.
Well, it looks like Mulder's taking the tram after all, because he really has a way with words. He's definitely a people person. Mulder's going up alone and tells Krychek to stay with the man and make sure he doesn't stop it. I don't think Mulder has anything to worry about. I mean, there's no way Krychek would double cross him.
Don't crank it faster than 15!
Did I not say earlier there's no point in telling Mulder not to do something? You basically need to use reverse psychology with him. Not only did Mulder not listen to him, he's now going double what the man told him to go.
There he is.
What's this? A double cross? Oh, who could have foreseen this one coming? So now Mulder is stuck on this thing because Krychek has decided to stall him. Dwayne makes it to the top with Scully, but what's with the music? It sounds very 70s cop show. Mulder has enough waiting and decides he's gonna find a way out of this situation himself. But this safety gear? Who needs that? No, we're just gonna climb through a hatch in the ceiling. You know, I'm really starting to think Krychek doesn't want him to reach the top. I would really love to know how long that cable trip is supposed to take, because it was full daylight out when he started, and now it looks to be dead of night. Mulder reaches the car, but it looks like it may be too late. There's a bright light that takes off in the sky, and I don't know too many man-made craft that can fly like that.
Where is she? I'm free, you son of a bitches! You can't touch Dwayne Barry anymore! Don't move!
Well, Dwayne sure looks pleased with himself, but what exactly took Scully? Well, we're hopefully going to find out as Mulder has a little alone time with Dwayne. But in an unforeseen twist, Mulder doesn't fully believe that it was aliens.
They were here. I'm not lying to you. There they are. Ask them. They know what happened.
Mulder just misses the men in black standing right behind him, and Dwayne starts to lose his marbles. So Mulder has to restrain him, that is until he notices some of Scully's blood and hair on a medical bracelet.
Did you hurt her? No. Did you hurt her? No! What is this?
Mulder goes right off the deep end and just starts choking Dwayne, and I mean honestly, can you blame him? Mulder hasn't slept in some time, and now his former partner has been abducted just like his sister? I think we should cut him a bit of slack.
I'm sorry. They had to take her.
You know what? I don't think they did. Mulder looks like he's about to snap when beady-eyed Krychek asks him what's going on. Mulder tells him no one is to go in or out of the room with Dwayne, and let's see if he listens. I don't know what's going on here, but Scully looks like me after All You Can Eat Chinese. But these don't exactly look like aliens to me. Mulder heads back to Dwayne and notices Krychek speaking to him, even though Mulder said no one was to go in or out of that room.
I heard him gagging in there. He couldn't breathe.
No one.
He said you choked him.
No one is to interrogate the suspect.
A car pulls up and Krychek has another agent watch Dwayne. Skinner and a bunch of the other bigwigs show up, and of course, Skinner is not happy with Mulder disobeying him, but he'll have to just get used to that.
Call the paramedics!
What happened?
He was gagging.
Dwayne!
And this is why Mulder didn't want anyone else in that room. How does a man that was perfectly fine just suddenly die anyways? Mulder is at the FBI Academy morgue awaiting the results of Dwayne's autopsy, but it's just not the same without Scully. The pathologist claims he died from asphyxiation, but how is that possible?
Later this morning.
I'd like a copy as soon as possible, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to go through regular military channels.
Quantico is apparently under military jurisdiction, meaning if Mulder wants to report, he'll have to go through them. But this was all so much easier when Scully was around. Why does Krychek always have to act so sneaky? Oh, that's why.
Confirm Mulder's version of events. You've earned his trust. The object now is to preserve it.
For how much longer?
Until your assignment is completed.
Well, like we all knew, Cigarette Smoking Man was behind everything all along. Krychek asks why they can't just eliminate Mulder, but CSM tells him killing Mulder would be turning one man's religion into a crusade. But who exactly is going to carry out this crusade? Mulder is the only one that believes this stuff.
Several possible etiologies, the most likely is strangulation due to the presence of contusions and a bruised larynx. Do you want to speak to this Agent Mulder?
I didn't kill him, if that's what you're suggesting.
How the hell can they come to the conclusion that Mulder killed him when Krychek and another agent were with Dwayne after Mulder, and not one person was attacking Dwayne when they all went in the room to see him? Skinner tells Mulder he and Krychek are to report for a lie detector test, but I wonder if they'll ask Mulder the 100-year-old question too.
There is another plausible cause of death.
Which is?
Poisoning by injection or ingestion.
Poisoning.
Yeah, that seems way more likely to me than someone who wasn't in the room with him somehow choking him. Even though Mulder is supposed to be going for the lie detector test, he dips out with Krychek's car keys to go see Senator Matheson instead.
You wasted a trip, Mr. Mulder. There's nothing the senator can do for you now.
X makes his return and basically just tells Mulder there's nothing anyone can do for him. But Mulder isn't stupid and knows X knows a hell of a lot more than he's let on. I do like how they keep him in the shadows though, so we can get that dramatic reveal.
They only have one policy. Deny everything.
Alright, so Mulder had no luck with that and is right back where he started. Well, until he notices the cigarettes in the ashtray, that is. Because neither he or Krychek are known for their smoking, so it can really only be one person.
Agent Krychek was hired or suborned by an outside agency to impede a federal investigation and may be responsible for the death of a suspect in a capital murder case.
It goes on.
Okay, I really thought he was going with CSM here. Mulder is throwing Krychek directly under a bus, accusing him of murdering the tram operator and possibly being involved with Scully's disappearance.
All right, what do you got?
I found this in Agent Krychek's car. He doesn't smoke. Agent Krychek was the last person with Dwayne Barry before he died.
So he not only throws Krychek under the bus, but also CSM, or someone else who smokes those same cigarettes at least. And what a coincidence, it turns out Krychek didn't show up for work today. And not only that, his home phone has been disconnected too, almost like he was a piece of shit all along. But this whole thing may have just blown up in their face.
There's nothing you can do.
What can you do about it?
There's only one thing that I can do, Agent Mulder. As of right now, I'm reopening the X-Files. That's what they fear the most.
Oh hell yeah, we are back in business. Although Mulder doesn't look nearly as excited as I am. He meets with Scully's mother and has a little chat with her.
It's something I never considered about her. If she was such a skeptic, why did she wear that?
But her mother doesn't want her cross. She wants Mulder to give it back to Scully when he finds her. If he finds her. Ascension is another really good episode. However, I would say it's not as strong as the previous Dwayne Barry. It just seems a little more disjointed and not as focused, but it's still really good. You see just how much Mulder cares about Scully and the lengths he will go to find her. The conspiracy is also starting to unravel and expand more, especially now that Mulder knows Krychek is a scumbag and is clearly working alongside Cigarette Smoking Man and whoever else. Skinner's slow turn from being more adversarial to being on Mulder's side is coming along just nicely, and when he reopens the X-Files, it's a huge FU to whoever or whatever has taken Scully. Ascension currently sits at an 8.6 on IMDb, and it's well deserved. I would give it an 8, but I wouldn't disagree with anyone who thinks it's higher. Lower, however...
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
The opening title sequence is once again changed from "the truth is out there" to the phrase "deny everything," which X says to Mulder when they meet inside the stairwell to Senator Matheson's office. The first time we see Duane Barry driving along with Scully, the song playing is "Red Right Hand" by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, an Australian rock band that was formed in 1983. The song was also featured that same year in the Jim Carrey comedy film Dumb and Dumber. However, if you're into horror films like I am, then this song will be more synonymous with the 1996 horror film Scream. When Scully is shown on the table, that actually is her pregnant belly. But just how big was her baby? Because she looked like she was about to pop. Here, we can see the loving mother and father with their baby girl Piper. The idea to have Scully become abducted was obviously because of her pregnancy. It was an excuse to write her off the show for the time being until she was ready to come back. People on the show were upset at first, but that was quickly put to rest when they were told Scully would return, which would have been really f***ing stupid if she hadn't. Censors and producers were concerned with the scene where Scully was shown in the trunk of Duane's car. Chris Carter wasn't just worried about how graphic the scene may come off as, but also worried about a pregnant Jillian being inside the trunk. But Jillian, being the badass she is, had no issue with getting inside the trunk and completing the scene. Chris did have to fight to keep the scene in though, as he felt it was integral to drumming up the fear and danger that was needed for the episode. She appears in only a few scenes and will not make an appearance at all in the next episode. The scene on the tram had David doing his own stunts. The producers wanted to use a stunt double, but David wanted the audience to know that it's really him on there. He felt it would take some people out of the scene if they thought it was someone else and not him. Chris Carter said about this scene, "David likes to do his own stunts, but he is adamant that we should see him and know it is him if he's going to risk life and limb. If you've ridden on these trams before, well, they sway and they move, and if there's any wind, it's actually quite frightening." Ascension is a great episode, and one any newbie to the series should check out. Now get ready to grab your crucifix though, as next time we take a look at a trio of vampires and one seductive vampire who will have Mulder saying "Scully who?" as we take a look at 3. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe if you enjoy my silly videos and leave a like or dislike. Either way, it helps with the algorithm. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Ascension. Thank you for watching and stay spooky.
Agent Scully has disappeared.
Mulder!
Was it a government conspiracy?
No one can help you now.
Or the work of a madman?
They took her! Who? Them!
The answer is more shocking than anything on Earth. The X-Files, Friday at 9, 8 Central.